All right, let's dive right into the deep dive today. We're going to be looking at UTI Asset Management Company's Q2 FY25 results. We've got a bunch of stuff here. Their investor presentation, press release, and the financials. So we're ready to, really dig in and see what we can find.
It's going to be fun. UTI Asset Management Company, right?
Mm.
This is a company with a lot of history.
Yeah, they've been around forever. Like, they basically invented mutual funds in India, didn't they?
Pretty much. 1963, that's when they started.
Yeah.
And they really were pioneers.
Oh, I remember. What was that famous fund they had? MasterShare.
MasterShare. Now it's called the UTI Large Cap Fund. But yeah, that was that.
First one, yeah.
The very first equity mutual fund in India.
Wow.
So yeah, they've got a great legacy. And looking at these Q2 results, it seems like that legacy is still going strong.
For sure. Their AUM, assets under management, right?
Grown by like...
huge growth, yeah.
Yeah.
20% year over year. And it's reached over 20 lakh crore.
Whoa! 20 lakh crore, which is, 20 trillion rupees.
That's a lot of zeros.
It is. And it basically means that a lot of people trust UTI with their money.
Right. So it's like a sign of, I guess, like how much faith investors have in them?
Yeah, exactly. AUM is a really good measure of trust and confidence.
Yeah.
Basically, the more AUM a company has, the more investors believe in their ability to generate returns.
Gotcha.
Now, if we want to get a bit more granular, we can look at their quarterly average AUM, or QAAUM.
QAAU, okay.
It reached 3,042,549 crore.
So what's the difference between that and just plain old AUM?
Well, think of it like this. The stock market is kind of like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Up one day, down the next.
Makes sense.
QAUM, it kind of smooths out all those ups and downs. So it gives us a more stable picture of how their assets are performing.
Okay. So it's like a more like big picture view.
Exactly, yeah. And that 28% jump in QAAUM, that's really impressive.
Especially these days, yeah.
Especially with all the, economic uncertainty we've been seeing. It shows that they're doing something right.
For sure. Now, when we break down that QAAUM, we see like different categories of investments.
Right, like equity, which is all about stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Hybrid, which is a mix of stocks and bonds.
Yep.
Then you've got ETFs and index funds, which basically just follow the market.
Right, right.
And then there's cash and arbitrage, which is a bit more conservative.
Okay.
And income, which focuses on fixed income investments.
Gotcha.
It's all about diversification, spreading your money across different baskets.
Right, so you don't have all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. And each basket has its own level of risk and potential reward.
Now, one category that really caught my eye was passive investments. They grew by like almost 50%, right?
47% year over year, to be exact.
Wow, that's huge.
It is. Their passive AUM reached 1,045,135 crore by September 2024.
Why do you think everyone's so into passive investing these days?
I think it's partly about simplicity and partly about keeping costs low.
Okay.
Trying to beat the market every day. That's active investing. It's a lot of work. Passive funds, like index funds and ETFs, they don't try to beat the market. They just try to match it.
Right.
It's a more relaxed approach.
So it's like set it and forget it.
Exactly. And a lot of people, especially those who don't want to be glued to their screens all day, they really appreciate that.
Makes sense. Now, when we look at net sales, things get a bit more interesting. ETF and index funds are doing great, but other categories are showing a bit of a decline.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag.
So what do you think that tells us about UTI's strategy?
Well, I think it shows that they need to be adaptable. Investor preferences are always changing, and they need to stay ahead of the curve.
It's like fashion, right?
Exactly. What's hot today might be out of style tomorrow. They need to be ready to adjust their offerings based on what investors are looking for.
Makes sense. All right, let's talk about something everyone seems to love, SIPs. Systematic investment plans.
Ah, SIPs. The superheroes of the investment world.
UTI's numbers here are pretty impressive.
Yeah, they're doing really well with SIPs. And it's no surprise, SIPs are a great way to invest. You invest a fixed amount at regular intervals, like monthly. And it's perfect for building wealth over time.
Especially with the power of compounding, right?
Yeah, exactly. Compounding is like magic.
It's like your money is earning money.
It is. And UTI's monthly gross SIP inflow has been steadily climbing. It reached 679 crore in September 2024.
That's amazing. And get this, 96% of their SIP investors have been with them for over 5 years.
Wow, that's a lot of loyalty.
It is. It really shows that people trust UTI.
And that trust translates into growth. Their SIP AUM has grown by 50% year over year, reaching 39,882 crore.
Okay, let's take a break from the numbers for a second and look at their reach. They've got a huge network, right?
Massive. They're in 700 districts across India.
700 districts.
It's amazing. They're reaching investors in every corner of the country.
And their distribution network is pretty impressive too, right?
It is. They've got this multi-channel approach, working with financial advisors, offering direct plans, and they collaborate with banks, too.
So there are like multiple ways to invest with them.
Exactly. You can choose the approach that works best for you.
Now, here's something I found really interesting. They're outperforming the industry in B30 cities.
B30 cities.
Yeah, the ones beyond the top 30 metropolitan areas.
Right.
So they're not just focusing on the big cities, they're reaching out to a whole new generation of investors.
That's fantastic. Tapping into those underpenetrated markets is a smart move. It's good for their growth, and it also promotes financial inclusion.
It's like everyone gets a chance to play the investing game.
Exactly, and that's really important.
Okay, let's talk tech.
Yeah.
I love how UTI is embracing digital transformation. It's like they're making investing easier than ever.
They're definitely on the cutting edge.
Online transactions now make up over 96% of their total gross sales.
Wow, so almost everyone's investing online now.
It seems like it. And digital SIP transactions are on the rise too, up 18% compared to last year.
So investors are really embracing the convenience of digital platforms.
Right, and UTI is making it even easier with all their cool features.
Oh yeah, they've got some great stuff. Personalized journeys, real-time OTM registration, multi-scheme investing. They've even revamped their digital KYC process.
It's like they've thought of everything.
They're really using technology to create a seamless and enjoyable investor experience.
All right, time to put on our financial analyst hats and look at the big picture. UTI's consolidated financial highlights for Q2 FY25 look pretty good, right?
They do. They're painting a very positive picture.
Their revenue from operations went up by 33%, reaching 438 crore.
And profit before tax jumped by a whopping 53% to 336 crore.
Wow, that's impressive.
It is. And profit after tax also saw a healthy increase, hitting 239 crore.
So they're clearly doing something right.
They are. These numbers are a clear sign of their strong performance and growth.
And we can't forget about their subsidiaries. UTI International, UTI Pension Fund, UTI Alternatives.
Right. They're all contributing to UTI's success story.
So they're not just a one-trick pony. They've got a whole ecosystem of financial services.
Exactly. They've got global reach with UTI International, a strong foothold in retirement planning with UTI Pension Fund. And they're exploring new investment territories with UTI Alternatives.
It's like a well-diversified portfolio of businesses.
It is. And they're all committed to good governance and sustainability.
Speaking of sustainability, let's dive into their ESG efforts. They're clearly not just paying lip service to this.
They're definitely walking the talk.
Their ESG rating has improved. They're integrating ESG principles into their investment decisions, and they're actively engaging with stakeholders on these issues.
It's clear that they're committed to making a positive impact.
So it's not just about profits for them.
Exactly. They're taking a holistic approach, considering the environmental and social impact of their investments.
Which is really important these days.
It is. And it resonates with a lot of investors, especially the younger generation.
Right. They want their money to be doing good in the world.
Exactly. And UTI is giving them that opportunity.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, but we're not done yet.
There's always more to explore.
In the next part, we'll delve even deeper into UTI's strategic moves and analyze how they're positioning themselves for continued success.
Stay tuned.
All right, welcome back to the deep dive. We're still digging into UTI Asset Management Company, and this time I think we should go a little deeper into their overall strategy.
Yeah, definitely. It's fascinating how they're constantly evolving. We talked about UTI International, right?
Yeah.
Their global ambition.
Right, with offices all over the world.
Yeah, Singapore, London, Dubai, even New York and Paris. They're really thinking big.
Yeah, it's like they're taking that whole Make in India spirit and applying it to finance, you know?
I like that.
Taking it global.
But what's the main idea behind UTI International? What are they trying to achieve? Well, I think it's about diversification on a global scale. It lets them offer a wider range of investment options, and it also allows them to tap into new pools of investors.
Makes sense.
It's like spreading their wings and catching the global winds.
So they're reducing risk and expanding their horizons at the same time.
Exactly. It's a smart move.
Now, what about UTI Alternatives? Those are the guys who are venturing into the more exciting side of investments, right?
Exactly. Venture funds, real estate, distressed credit.
Hmm.
These are the kinds of investments that can offer higher returns.
But they're also riskier, right?
Yeah, there's definitely more risk
Well,
involved.
it's not for everyone.
Right. It's for investors who have a higher risk appetite.
Who are willing to take a gamble.
Yeah, but a calculated gamble, of course.
Okay, let's shift gears back to the digital world for a minute. We talked about UTI's commitment to digital transformation, right?
Absolutely. It's not just a trend for them, it's a core part of their strategy.
And it seems to be working, right? I mean, their online transactions are through the roof.
Yeah, people are loving the convenience.
It's like they're making investing user-friendly, you know?
Exactly. They're meeting the expectations of the modern investor.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a seamless digital experience these days.
Right. Like, no one wants to wait in line at the bank anymore.
Investing shouldn't be any different.
So what are they doing, like, specifically to enhance the investor experience?
Well, they're using data analytics to personalize the investment journey. They're offering personalized recommendations based on your risk appetite and goals.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and they've got features like real-time OTM registration.
Real-time OTM registration.
Yeah, so you can switch between funds instantly. And they've made their digital KYC process super quick and painless.
Just it's like they've taken all the hassle out of investing.
Exactly. They're making it as easy and convenient as possible.
Now, every company faces challenges, right? What are some of the hurdles that UTI might encounter on its path to success?
Well, one thing that comes to mind is their net sales trends. Remember how we saw strong growth in passive investments, but declines in other categories?
Yeah.
That's a sign that they need to stay agile and adapt to changing investor preferences.
So they need to be ready to adjust their strategies.
Exactly. The market is constantly evolving, and they need to be able to keep up.
Makes sense.
Another challenge they face is competition.
Right. There are a lot of other asset management companies out there.
The Indian market is very competitive, and new players are emerging all the time.
So how can UTI stay ahead of the game?
Well, they need to constantly innovate and differentiate themselves.
So it's like a constant race to offer the best products and services.
Yeah, you could say that. But
Yeah.
UTI has a few advantages,
Like what?
their brand recognition and their legacy.
People trust UTI.
Exactly. They have a long history and a solid track record.
But they can't just rely on that, right?
No, they can't rest on their laurels. They need to keep innovating, evolving, and delivering value to investors.
So their focus on digital transformation, expanding into new markets, and committing to ESG, those are all good signs.
Absolutely. It shows that they're thinking ahead and adapting to the changing landscape.
Now, how do these challenges tie into their financial performance? I mean, we saw some pretty impressive numbers earlier.
Yeah, they had a very strong Q2.
But can they maintain that momentum?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Despite the challenges, their recent performance is a testament to their resilience.
Okay.
Their revenue is up, their profitability is strong, and they have a solid financial foundation to navigate these challenges and seize new opportunities.
So it's a balancing act.
It is. They need to acknowledge the challenges, but also recognize their strengths and their potential.
Makes sense.
Now, let's zoom in on their subsidiaries again. UTI International, UTI Pension Fund, and UTI Alternatives.
Our financial dream team.
Exactly. They each play a crucial role in UTI's overall strategy.
It's like they're all working together to create this like symphony of financial success.
I like that. A symphony of success.
And they're all united by this commitment to good governance and sustainability.
Right. Their diverse and independent board and their ESG initiatives, these things instill confidence in investors.
And they also attract investors who share their values.
Exactly. It's about more than just making money.
Speaking of values, let's talk more about their ESG efforts. They're clearly taking this seriously.
They are. Their improved ESG rating, their integration of ESG principles into their investments, and their engagement with stakeholders, it all shows a genuine commitment.
So they're walking the talk.
They are. And it's resonating with investors, especially the younger generation.
Right. They want their investments to align with their values.
Exactly. And UTI is giving them that opportunity.
Now, before we move on to the final part of our deep dive, let's take a moment to think about how all of this information can help you, the listener.
That's a great point. We're not just sharing facts and figures. We want to give you the tools to make informed investment decisions.
So understanding UTI's strengths, recognizing their challenges, and seeing how their approach aligns with your own goals and values, that's what's important.
Exactly. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to investing.
It's like we're giving you a backstage pass to the financial world.
And hopefully it'll help you make smarter decisions.
Now, in the final part, we'll look ahead and explore UTI's growth potential. We'll leave you with some thought-provoking questions to consider on your own investment journey.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've talked about UTI's performance, their strategy, their commitment to ESG. Now I kind of want to look ahead. What's next for them?
Yeah, it's exciting to think about. I mean, imagine a future where investing isn't just for, like, the wealthy few, but for everyone.
Right, democratizing finance, kind of.
Exactly. And UTI is, like, paving the way for that. Remember their growth in those B30 cities.
Yeah, those cities beyond the top 30.
Right, they're reaching a whole new generation of investors.
People who might not have had access to these opportunities before?
Exactly. And their digital platforms are making it even easier.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Imagine, managing your investments from your phone, getting personalized advice from a chatbot.
It's like the future is already here.
It is. And UTI is leading the charge.
This combination of reaching new markets and using technology, it's pretty powerful.
It's a game changer. It could totally reshape the investment landscape in India.
Especially for young investors.
Right. They're the ones who are most comfortable with technology.
And they're the ones who are most in need of financial guidance.
Exactly. And UTI is meeting them where they are.
And, their commitment to ESG aligns perfectly with the values of this new generation.
It does. They're showing that you can do well while also doing good.
And that's something that resonates with a lot of people, especially young people.
For sure. Now, let's zoom out for a second, look at some broader trends. We've seen this surge in passive investing, right?
Through ETFs and index funds.
Right. It's all about simplicity, low costs, and just riding the market wave.
And UTI's passive AUM has been growing like crazy.
It has. Investors are clearly loving this approach.
And technology is playing a big role in that.
Absolutely. Digital platforms make it so much easier to research, invest in, and manage those funds.
So it's safe to say that we'll probably see even more growth in this area.
I think so, yeah.
But what about those challenges we talked about? The competition, the evolving investor preferences?
Those challenges are always going to be there. It's the nature of the market.
So how can UTI, navigate all of that in the future?
Well, they need to keep innovating, developing new products and services that meet the changing needs of investors.
Okay.
And they need to keep refining their digital offerings, make sure the investor experience is seamless and engaging.
Right, keep up with the times.
Exactly. And of course, they need to maintain that commitment to sustainability and good governance.
Yeah, those are important too.
It's a lot to juggle.
It is. But I think UTI is up for the challenge.
I agree. They have the experience, the resources, and the right mindset.
They've shown that they're not afraid to change and adapt.
And that's crucial in today's world.
All right, well, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into UTI Asset Management Company.
We have. It's been a fascinating journey.
We've seen their performance, their strategy, their commitment to sustainability, and we've even gotten a glimpse into their vision for the future.
Hopefully, it's given our listeners a better understanding of this company.
And maybe even some inspiration for their own investment journeys.
That would be great.
Remember, the world of finance is constantly changing, so staying informed is key.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power.
And who knows, maybe one day you'll be part of UTI's success story.
That would be amazing.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into UTI Asset Management Company. Until next time, happy investing.